Your dreams are going to be there your whole life. Your calling is going to be there your whole life. So you can either choose to start tapping into it and actually like living with it, or you can focus on the opposite. Focus on, okay, I'm just going to ignore it. Because it's either you're running towards it or you're running away from it. Hey guys, my name is Bianca. I'm a high performance leadership coach, and I love helping ambitious women that are prepared to regulate their nervous systems, execute, 10x their productivity, dive into their calling, and really show up and lead and impact confidently, wholly, so that they can, show up and lead in the world that they're meant to. I want to dive into the idea of really coming into who you are by choosing your calling. Right now, you're not choosing it, okay? If you're thinking about it for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're not picking it. You're literally like deciding to run away from it and to ignore it and to avoid it or to like shame it or to suppress it or whatever. You're not choosing it. So if you're not actively choosing your calling, it's just going to be there until you wake up to do it or until you die. It's literally one of those two things. Like, it's not no games with this. Like, it's literally like it's going to try to get you to do it, or you're just going to, one day you're going to die doing it or not doing it. There's no in the middle. So a lot of the things that come up though is like different things manifest in your world if you don't listen to the call that you're meant to do, or you don't birth the things, right? You might get sick, you might feel stressed, you might like try to numb out with like food or alcohol or situationships or whatever. Like, there's so many different things that can happen with your reality because you're choosing to not do the calling, and you're choosing to not connect to spirit, and you're choosing to not like listen to God to get aligned with what it is that you're called to do. So one of the first ways that you can choose it is by being aware of like what you're doing right now. Because it's actually not the whole like going and looking at people that are doing what you want to do, like finding inspiration. That's not the first step. The first step is to be aware of what am I doing now in my life. Like, take an assessment, take a measurement, like log your days for like a week and just see, what am I giving my energy to? What am I giving my time to? How am I navigating with life right now? Because if you're trying to shift into embodying and being that person, to embodying a regulated nervous system, to really like diving into being more emotionally intelligent and aware so that you could start showing up and achieving and leading in your calling, and to be able to impact people, because when you're eventually going to be leading and shifting things, you're affecting multiple humans or species, animal species, or whatever, spirit. Like, you're affecting different things on the planet collectively. So it's not just about you. Most of the time when we start thinking about just us, there's so many roadblocks to what it is that we're meant to be doing that it cannot just be about us. If it's about you, most of the time you could just kind of get away with things. But if you're thinking about the collective, there's so many aspects and avenues of it. That's why you have to assess and measure beforehand. You cannot wing this. If you try to wing it, you're gonna get got. You're gonna get got eventually. You're gonna burn out. You're gonna just check out. You're gonna choose to not do it. So in order to sustain it and to be a high performer in the thing that you're called to do, and in your life in general, like, you have to sustain it. Okay? And by sustaining it, you have to assess. So how do you assess? You just, like I said, you take a week, start just writing down and noticing, like, what is my energy going towards? Calculate the amount of duration of time you're putting towards things that aren't in alignment with what you're meant to be doing. And also, on the other end, like, just notice how you're naturally already implementing and doing these things that you're called to do on a daily basis subconsciously. Most of the time we're not consciously, especially if we're not doing it consistently, we are not actively and consciously taking time to do our calling. We're doing the opposite. We're just letting it come out when it wants to, when we're either feeling high highs or low lows or whatever, and then it's like, hey, I can come out right now for a bit before she goes back to doing what she usually does, right? So number two, another way of really Now, like choosing to go in the direction of the calling is to start finding people that you're inspired by that are doing what you want to do, and start listening to them. Don't just be listening to all these random people on the street. Okay, start listening to them. Start listening to the people that you're aspiring to be like, and actually take the advice. All right, so once you actually navigate and assess like what you're doing, and then you start listening and taking the advice from the people that are doing what you want to do, that have gone through the trenches already. All right, you don't want to just be out here wilding. You want to be with the people that have gone through the trenches, and then from there, that's when you can start implementing. Okay, there's a whole level of like, okay, awareness. You have to tell your nervous system that you can do this. You have to tell your nervous system that there are people out there doing it that will hold you accountable. And you also have to tell your nervous system that, like, I'm safe. Because that's also a big part of the stuff that we do in Panthera EQ, is focusing on the nervous system work. We're less focused on, like, leadership development, creating your confidence, doing all the things to make things happen. That's a lot less of the focus right now. So we're focused on the other stuff. We're focused on making the other things happen, getting you more in tune with your body, getting you more in tune with your nervous system, so that as you do that, you will naturally be prepared to learn all the other stuff, right? Because right now your view is skewed. Your red flags on like what you need to be doing to go towards your calling in the direction are not they're incongruent, right? And on top of that, because they're incongruent, you're going to keep running, thinking you're doing stuff, thinking you're putting a lot of energy towards something, and you're going in the opposite direction. Like, I just want to give y'all some space and some love. Like, be gentle with yourself. I know we're all high performers, high achievers. We all have this calling, this dream that we're wanting to do something. But right now, you are actually driving in the opposite direction. I'm sorry to tell you, that's what's happening, and that's why it's not really working. And people usually tell you that, oh no, but you can do this and that, and like all of the instances and all the things that you're doing get you to where you go. And it's like, yes, there's that, but there's also like, hey, you're driving in the opposite direction. If somebody told me I was driving in the opposite direction earlier, then I would have probably gotten here earlier to the place that I am now, within my body, within my spirit, within my everything. But if somebody doesn't tell you that you're driving in the opposite direction, then you can't start maneuvering your car a little bit earlier. The fact that you're listening, the fact that you're synced up to this, means that your timeline is synced up, right? It means that the person that you're called to be, your higher self, your higher being, the God-given self or divine self that's meant to be on the planet, is there and is trying to get your attention. And so just know that your calling is not meant to be this big grandiose thing right now. It's meant to be, hey, can you listen to me and can you show up? Can you listen to me and just honor this first? That's the first layer. And then you start. It starts within first. You're getting grounded with spirit. It starts within, and then it starts seeping out. It doesn't start out on the external. And if it is starting out on the external, you're not feeling it on the internal, you're going to get God again whenever you get to the top. It's just going to, all that stuff is just going to like catch up to you. I did want to say that I do have my 6-month Panthera EQ Immersion, and we really dive into learning about emotional intelligence, how to get like your nervous system on board with you diving into. If you feel called, then go ahead and book the link in the bio, and I will talk to you soon.